So listen, so how then, like what, on the one hand, I don't want I want people to see the video that you did and the others that you've done.
Okay.
But I would want to address some of what these FBA claims are. And from my vantage point, just quickly, because just for your audience who might not know, like I have my own particular history with initially with the ADOS wing of it, the American Descendants of Slavery. And as I've always understood it, Tariq tried to attach himself to that movement at one point, moving over from other what might be termed, as others have termed, alleged grifts,
Right.
to this one. And then there was some sort of dispute over the name and the politics and who was in charge. And so to maintain his own fiefdom, he split it off and creates FBA, Foundational Black Americans, which has a lot of the same baseline arguments that Black America is not to be connected to the diaspora of African people, not to be connected to to any other community, and should be, depending on which version you get, seen as the actual indigenous people of this land, and all kinds of
wild claims.
And then a couple months ago, maybe a year ago, I saw just a short clip that video that he had, or a clip of a video that he did talking about hip hop in particular, where he was attacking what I thought was, again, the largely, I mean, there's some dispute, but largely incontrovertible history about the very Pan-African origins of hip hop coalescing through a Black American experience in New York City, turning it to this hip hop, and him, and what for me in my generation was always, certainly at the very beginning, peace, unity, love, and having fun. I mean, that was BAM's, that was the original call. And it was about everybody come out, everybody, it was, we got all the, sometimes I thought a little bit fanciful arguments around this was about peacemaking and, but it was about, it encouraged, and certainly in the early hip hop studies scholarship, there was a lot, the Geneva Smitherman classic argument around the African origin. So it's connecting Black America to the diaspora, Kool Herc and whoever else coming from the Caribbean. You got Latinos, you got poor whites even connected in some, so I'm not trying to create some, but the point was, that was the original. And then here comes Tariq with no. Everybody not Black American had nothing to do with nothing, and they're all interlopers and thieves, and we need to get our thing back. And I was like, what?
Yeah. And it's so wild to me that I don't mean to cut your wisdom, but it's so wild to me that kind of rhetoric is not an immediate red flag for people. Like when people start hearing things like extreme separatism and things, the words like delineation and when I just, it's wild to me. And Tether which is the amount of times I've been called a Tether since this video is crazy. It's wild.
So my joke has become, especially since I've lost my hair and my melanin, my joke has become, I appreciate FBA because that's the only group I can definitively be Black anymore. Like that's the odd twist in all of this. Like I'm
that's
locked
funny.
in by their own analysis, white mother and all of that. I'm locked in through my father, and can't nobody do nothing about that. But I just think that, but it's such an absurd. Anyway, go ahead, man.
No, it's really wild. And like, that the whole idea of delineation and separatism, like it's such an extremist rhetoric, and those words should be a red flag and a trigger for anybody, but apparently not. I mean, obviously some people have their own extremist views for their own reasons, and here we are, you know what I mean? And now we've got these FBA cats out here running around talking really crazy.
So if there's one thing that I do remember from the late 90s, early 2000s debates around hip hop activism, and that phrase, one of the arguments that I used to always have with folks was that we're calling ourselves a hip hop nation, which I've always had struggles with some of this. We can, maybe come back to, but my point was, we're calling ourselves a nation. We're calling ourselves hip hop scholars and hip hop activists and hip hop this and hip hop that. But the one thing we don't seem to be clarifying are politics. So everybody, I kept saying, like we got hip hop Republicans now, we got hip hop this ones, we got hip hop this that ones, and we have to be more clear because I couldn't have predicted this per se. But I was concerned that if we could just do whatever and say whatever and put hip hop on it and have that be, then we do leave ourselves open for someone like Tariq to come in here. Well, I'm just gonna obliterate. I'm just gonna
just monopolize the space basically.
So that was why I was yeah. So it was. But then the flip side of that for me has also been, even after now decades of 50th anniversary and then decades even of scholarship and journalism and documentaries, and that so much damage to all of that body of work can still take place through this one claim, which is attached to I do think it is attached to the ADOS thing. I do think it's attached to a broader attempt to make Black people and others more conservative in this country through a variety of means. Because at the end of the day, FBA is not politically radical. So it's not even advocating, let's rebrand hip hop history for some advanced radical mission. No, you just want to drag us back to say, no, it's just Black America, and therefore we're American, and therefore we should get a reparations check.
Yeah, so. it's I just, and you're right. That there's something odd that's happening where he's found a way to like corner this space and insert politics into hip hop in a way that, I mean, like I said in the video, it separates us in a very great replacement theory kind of way. And it's troubling, man. And it's worrisome. And I didn't even really, honestly, I wasn't very familiar with the ADOS group before this. And it wasn't until I started digging into Tariq's history that I kind of got a little bit of a background on that. But I had no idea that this was even really a thing, to be honest with you. I mean, I've experienced, I'm sure you have too, colorism and, separatism within our community. That was sort of like a normal kind of thing, but I didn't really realize that there was this entire group of people who were planning on in some way delineating from the African diaspora to create this unique racial ethnic group that is somehow entitled to all of the reparations. And not even that like reparations was ever really even a thought in my mind, because like that's not something that I really spent a lot of time thinking about, to be honest. But I was just surprised by a lot of this. Let's just say that I was just like taken aback.
So for me,
but just being in the nation, I had experienced so much unity and being like the mantra of hip hop being peace, love, unity, and having fun, that this was such a foreign concept to me that I was just like, what is this? Like, how did we get here?
So, and if folks are not familiar and want more of my particular engagement with this, I can put some stuff in the show description, or they can just search the channel. But so I've had somewhat of a history with ADOS going back to even before they were founded as a group, with two of their co-founders. I had been, because of my work in some journalism and some Black studies, there was some overlap initially with what the founders of ADOS were doing. And I even, in our criticism of the reporting around race and the economy, there was some overlap. And initially I thought they were even doing some good work. But as they started making this shift politically, we ended up falling out, and a lot of it just became clear. Oh, you're making this really reactionary, conservative, backwards play to undermine Black radical traditions and politics, and to say we're going to only attach ourselves to white America, specifically around this reparations thing. And as part of that, we need to cut ourselves off from Black radicalism and then everybody else. So and also because of my background in Black studies and radio. When Tariq Nasheed started making a name with the Hidden Colors documentaries, that's where I first became aware of who he was, though I know he has a career before that, and
oh yeah, he sure
a
does.
very, very interesting one related to this whole pimping and
And he did
Black
music
women.
too.
He did music too.
Oh,
I
you're
missed
not
that
familiar with the rapper K Flex. Oh, oh yeah, that's a thing.
Oh man, I'm about to pop out. And you know I brought the drop out.